In the shadow of our relentless pursuit to conquer the cosmos, an eerie truth has surfaced. Once deemed the planet from hell by NASA, Venus has now become a focal point of curiosity following a groundbreaking discovery of possible life. But why has this enigmatic neighbor captivated humanity's gaze anew? Journey back to the Cold War era, where amidst a backdrop of geopolitical tension and unyielding secrecy, the Soviet Union embarked on an extraordinary quest. What secrets lie buried in the declassified archives of their Venera missions? And what drove them to obsessively probe this hostile world? These covert operations, shrouded in mystery, were driven by the Soviet Union's obsession with outmaneuvering its American rivals. Imagine a time when every probe launch was shrouded in secrecy and every mission was a deliberate step towards scientific and strategic mastery. Despite the hostile environment of Venus, its scorching temperatures and crushing atmospheric pressure, the Soviets pressed on relentlessly, determined to make their mark. These unedited photographs reveal a desolate but fascinating landscape, providing humanity with its first glimpse of the surface of another planet. Imagine the moment the first images beamed back from the frontier of space, marking a monumental achievement in the history of space exploration. The rocky landscape, photographed in high resolution, challenged previous understandings of the hell, planet, and opened new avenues for scientific research. NASA focused on the Moon, but the Soviets turned their attention to Venus. This competition sparked an unprecedented era of innovation and ambition. Consider the tacit agreement that led each superpower to pursue different celestial goals, intensifying the space conquest. With each successful mission, the Soviets demonstrated their technological prowess, striving to surpass their American counterparts and claim their place in the annals of space history. From the first successful soft landing on another planet to sending the first images and sounds of Venus, these milestones demonstrated the Soviet Union's technological capabilities. Despite the potential demise of the program, the legacy of the Venera missions continues to inspire current and future exploration of our neighboring planets. Imagine the amazing moment in 1981 when Venera 13 not only took advanced color images, but also became the first spacecraft to record and transmit the sounds of the Venusian atmosphere. This mission changed the course of cosmological research forever. In revisiting those historic missions, we must also consider the broader Soviet obsession with Venus. Was it just a pursuit of scientific knowledge, or were there other strategic motives at play? The confidential evidence only scratches the surface of what remains a deeply fascinating chapter in the history of space exploration. Join us to unlock the secrets of the Venera program and illuminate the indomitable human spirit that dared to explore the most inhospitable places in our solar system. To understand the significance of Venera's missions, we must go back to the early days of the space race. In the 1960s, the world was divided by the ideological divide of the Cold War. The United States and the Soviet Union entered into a fierce competition not only for geopolitical dominance, but also for supremacy in space. Every launch, every satellite, and every manned mission was a symbolic battle in this wider conflict. For NASA, the Moon became the ultimate prize. President John F. Kennedy's bold declaration to land a man on the Moon and return him safely to Earth gave America's space program a boost. The Apollo missions captured the world's imagination, culminating in Neil Armstrong's historic small step in 1969. But while the United States was on the Moon, the Soviets followed a different direction. The Soviet space program, guided by its own aspirations and limitations, set its sights on Venus. The planet, known in Russian as Venera, was both a scientific challenge and a strategic opportunity. Unlike Mars, which was farther from Earth, Venus was relatively close, making it a more viable target for early interplanetary missions. Despite the extreme conditions, Soviet scientists were undaunted. The Venera program officially began in 1961 when Venera 1 was launched. Although this first probe broke up before reaching Venus, it marked the beginning of a relentless pursuit. The early years were full of difficulties. Probes were lost, missions failed, and the harsh realities of the Venusian environment, temperatures hot enough to melt lead and atmospheric pressure 90 times that of Earth, presented daunting challenges. However, the determination of the Soviet Union never wavered. In 1966, Venera 3 made history as the first man-made object to hit another planet, although communication was lost before it could transmit data. That milestone was soon followed by Venera 4, which successfully entered the Venusian atmosphere in 1967 and returned important information about its composition. It was a major success, showing that valuable scientific information can be obtained despite the hostile conditions of the planet. The successes of Venera 4 built Venera 5 and 6, both launched in 1969. These sensors were developed to last longer in the atmosphere and provide more detailed analyses. However, in 1970, the launch of Venera 7 achieved a remarkable success. It became the first probe to transmit data from the surface of another planet. Despite only being on the surface for 23 minutes before succumbing to the extreme conditions, it was a monumental achievement that showed the capabilities of Soviet engineering. The heyday of the Venera program was in the 1970s and beginning of the 1980s. Venera 9 and 10, launched in 1975, were the first to send back black and white images of the surface of Venus. These photographs revealed a harsh rocky landscape, providing humanity with its first glimpse of the landscape of another planet. Although the images were barren and desolate, it was a triumph of human ingenuity and determination. The complexity of Venera's tasks continued to increase. Venera 13 and 14, launched in 1981 and 1982 respectively, were equipped with color imaging technology and advanced science instruments. Venera 13's success in capturing high-resolution color images and recording sounds of the Venusian atmosphere marked the pinnacle of the program. These missions provided unprecedented insights into the geology, atmosphere, and environmental conditions of Venus. The most fascinating aspect of the Venera missions, however, is their mystification. After the collapse of the Soviet Union in the early 1990s, a treasury was available that did not exist before. It included detailed pictures, atmospheric samples, and even speculative reports about possible life forms. Although the latter is still controversial and unproven, it has revived interest in Venus as an object of study. To understand the Soviet Union's fixation on Venus, we must consider the strategic and ideological context of the era. The space race was more than just a search for scientific knowledge. It was a symbolic struggle for supremacy. The Soviet Union, which emerged from World War II as a superpower along with the United States, tried to demonstrate its scientific and technological capabilities. Space exploration became a powerful arena for this contest, reflecting the broader ideological competition between communism and capitalism. Near-Earth Venus and its associated challenges were an ideal target for the Soviet space program. The extreme conditions of the planet were considered tests for Soviet technology and ingenuity. A successful exploration of Venus would not only provide valuable scientific information, but would also be an effective propaganda tool to demonstrate Soviet capabilities to the world. While NASA focused on the Moon, the Soviet Union quietly continued to explore Venus. This strategic distribution of sky targets allowed both superpowers to achieve their goals without direct confrontation in space.
The legacy of the Venera missions runs deep. Despite the program's challenges and potential decline, its contributions to planetary science and space exploration are ongoing. For decades, the data collected by the Venera probes provided information about Venus and set the stage for future missions. Today, as NASA, the European Space Agency, ESA, and other space agencies plan new missions to Venus, the lessons learned from the Venera program remain relevant. The technical innovations, scientific discoveries, and strategic insights gained from the Venera missions are a testament to the ingenuity and determination of the Soviet scientists and engineers who dared to explore one of the most inhospitable places in our solar system. In recent years, Venus has re-emerged as an object of scientific interest. The discovery of phosphine gas in the atmosphere of Venus in 2020, a possible indicator of microbial life, has rekindled the curiosity of the scientific community. This discovery, combined with the rich data of the Venera missions, may have reoriented the study of Venus. Future NASA missions such as Da Vinci Plus and Veritas aim to build on the legacy of the Venera program. These missions will make detailed studies of the atmosphere and geology of Venus and will try to answer fundamental questions about the history, climate, and potential for life on the planet. The European Space Agency's Envision mission, which will launch in the 2030s, will further improve our understanding of Venus with advanced radar and imaging techniques. As we prepare for a new era of Venus exploration, it is important to recognize the pioneering efforts of the Venera program. The Soviet Union's relentless pursuit of knowledge and technological progress laid the foundation for our current understanding of Venus. Unclassified Mysteries of the Venus missions offers a fascinating look at the challenges and rewards of exploring our solar system's most enigmatic planet. In Uncovering the Mysteries of Venus, we not only honor the legacy of those who came before us, but also continue their work of discovery. The Venera missions remind us of the boundless human spirit that dares to explore the unknown even in the face of overwhelming odds. As we look to the future, let us carry forward the lessons of the past, inspired by the constant search for knowledge and the constant desire to understand our place in the cosmos. As we stand on the threshold of a new chapter in the search for Venus, we are reminded that the mysteries of our solar system are within our grasp. The journey to uncover these secrets began decades ago with the daring missions of the Soviet Union's Venera program. Now it's up to us to continue that legacy by pushing the boundaries of what's possible and reaching for the stars.